While concentrating on themselves and their issues, people often spiral into a deep depression over things that truly aren't worth it. If you know you've a habit of complaining or feeling low, then this video is for you. Why? Because we've gathered a list of people who, despite having every reason to give up, feel defeated, or scream in frustration, still carry themselves with pride, smiling and standing tall against whatever life throws at them. Today, you'll witness some incredibly courageous people who aren't at fault for the struggles they face. Let's begin with number 15, Charmaine Sahadeo. This woman from Trinidad has NF1 neurofibromatosis that causes thousands of creepy, painful, bubble-like tumors across her body. Charmaine Sahadeo, 42, has one of the most severe known cases. Her face is completely covered, and her right leg carries several large growths. She'd lived with the condition quietly until after giving birth to her second son, Osiris. Then, the tumors spread rapidly. 2 surgeries couldn't stop them. The disease, inherited through her family, affects nerves and has left her unable to walk for long. It cost her both her job and her marriage. "All the bumps are getting so big," she said. "If I can't breathe properly, I could die." With little help in Trinidad, she reached out to Los Angeles surgeon Dr. Ryan Osborne, who agreed to treat her. "I see high impact, not high risk," he said. He believes she'll need multiple surgeries to survive. Her case is so rare that even textbooks have no match for Charmaine's condition. Number 14, Nagalem Haile. 6-year-old Nagalem Haile from rural Ethiopia was born with a massive tumor on her jaw that grew every single year, pressing on her airway and threatening to suffocate her. With no water, phones, or electricity in her village, her family had nowhere to turn. A visiting U.S. official met her during a mission and began searching for doctors willing to attempt a surgery that could save or end her life. Eventually, specialists at Lenox Hill Hospital in New York agreed. "It's one of the hardest and riskiest surgeries we've done," said Dr. Milton Weiner. In June, Nagalem and her father, Matios, flew to New York for a 12-hour operation performed pro bono. Surgeons removed nearly a pound of tumor while carefully preserving her facial nerves and rebuilding her jaw. After weeks of recovery, she smiled again. "I was crying before, but now I'm smiling," her father said. "She's different now, playing, eating, living." Doctors called the surgery a 12 out of 10 in difficulty, but a total success. Now she is living her life just like any normal girl. Number 13, Andriati Putra. In Indonesia, 34-year-old Andriati Putra lives with neurofibromatosis, the same terrifying rare disorder that causes tumors to form along nerves. Over the years, his body has been overtaken by them, some weighing several kilograms each. Well, yes, kilos. Doctors estimate he carries around 30 kilograms of tumors in total. For him, walking is painful, breathing is difficult, and working is simply impossible. His parents cannot afford treatment, and a single surgery would require huge amounts of blood and resources. The condition has left him housebound, struggling with confidence as strangers stare. "I used to think about ending it," he said. "Now I see it as a test from God." He spends his days on his phone to distract from the pain, finding comfort in small things. His father, Ismed, and family support him however they can. "We can't fix it," his father said. "We just stay with him." Despite his painful suffering, Andriati chooses patience. "Maybe this is a gift," he said quietly. "I'll be grateful and make my family proud." Number 12, Arlen from Murrieta. Arlen from Murrieta, California, spent over a decade hiding a cantaloupe-sized tumor that grew from the back of his head. The mass leaked blood and pus, smelled unbearable, and caused him constant pain. He stopped going to school, avoided friends, and saw more than 15 doctors who said surgery was not hard, but impossible. His condition, hidradenitis suppurativa, a chronic inflammatory disorder, causes deep abscesses and severe scarring. I felt like a monster, he said. His mother, Jacqueline, tried to care for him, filling the house with candles to mask the odor. When Dr. Ryan Osborne, a head and neck surgeon, agreed to operate, Arlen finally felt hope. Before surgery, he required a blood transfusion because of anemia. The procedure lasted hours. The smell was so strong a nurse nearly fainted. But it worked. Osborne removed the entire tumor and reconstructed the area with a skin graft. It's a huge relief, Arlen said afterward. I can walk outside again. The surgery didn't just save his life, it gave him one back, a better one. Number 11. Shadat Hossain. Shadat from Bangladesh suffers from neurofibromatosis, which has covered his entire body in hundreds of tumors. They distort his face so badly that he's nearly blind, and he can no longer work or care for himself. Once a laborer, he now depends on his wife, Tajmohel Khatun, and the kindness of villagers. Children are afraid of me, he said. Even my son calls me a monster. His condition began at 13, with a small bump on his forehead, and has grown steadily worse. Dr. Mahmoudul Hassan, his physician, said he's never seen a case so severe. Without surgery, Shadat could lose his sight completely. Social worker Mohammed Mamoun Biswas is raising funds to get him to the National Institute of Neurosciences in Dhaka for treatment. We must act soon, Dr. Hassan warned. Despite fear and pain, Shadat remains gentle. I just want to live without being afraid, he said. His wife prays daily. She said, may God heal him. There's no peace in our lives, but even in this tough time, this lady is loyal to him, and this is what matters. Number 10. Dejua and Antoine. This couple reshapes what strength, love, and humor really look like. Both Dejua and Antoine were born with osteogenesis imperfecta, also known as brittle bone disease, which makes even small movements risky or life-ending. Together, they've endured more than 600 fractures, some triggered by something as small as a sneeze. Still, their bond never cracks. When we're hurt, we know how to take care of each other, Dejua explains, a simple truth that keeps them close. Life online hasn't always been kind. Trolls mocked them, calling them Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, taking cheap shots at Antoine's voice and looks. But they never let that bitterness sink in. Through TikTok and YouTube, they bring light with humor and honesty, encouraging others living with disabilities. Having I doesn't define me, Dejua says. Antoine adds, it taught me that real love exists. Together, they remind people that confidence isn't about appearances, and that a shared laugh often mends more than time ever could. Number 9. Jasmine Tridevil. This massage therapist from Florida went viral after claiming she underwent surgery to add a third breast implant. She said it cost her $20,000 and was done to feel cute but unapproachable. The internet quickly latched on. Her images and videos were always angled carefully, keeping the so-called implant mostly covered. But despite all the buzz, no verified medical records or independent confirmation ever came out. The only material supporting her claim came from her own channels. It later surfaced that the domain JasmineTridevil.com was registered under the name Alicia Hessler, and a stolen item report from Tampa International Airport listed a 3-breast prosthetic, pointing toward a hoax. Jasmine continued to insist it was real, but most evidence said otherwise. Whether it was performance art, a stunt for clicks, or a bid for viral fame, the world watched. Medically, it's widely accepted that the third breast was a prosthetic, not surgery, just spectacle. What do you think about her? Well, let us know. Number 8. Lali Singh. Lali was born in 2008 in the village of Saini Sunpura to parents Vinod and Sushma Singh. She had an extremely rare condition called craniofacial duplication, one head with 2 complete faces, 2 noses, 2 mouths, 4 eyes. And yes, it's real. Everything was doubled except for her ears. Despite how she looked, doctors said she was doing well. She could breathe without issues, drink milk from both mouths, and move and blink all 4 eyes. Her birth stunned the village. Locals began treating her as a reincarnation of the Hindu goddess Durga, known for strength and power. People arrived daily, bringing offerings and asking for blessings. Officials even discussed building a temple in her name. But since she had no major health concerns and acted like any other child, her family and doctors chose not to pursue surgery. She wasn't seen as a patient or a problem, just a child born different. She is seen as a goddess and a hope. Number 7. Shortest married couple. Paulo Gabriel da Silva Barros and Catiucia Lie Hoshino from Brazil hold the Guinness World Record as the shortest married couple on Earth. Combined, their height measures just 181.41 centimeters. Paulo is 90.28 centimeters tall, and Catiucia is 91.13. Their relationship began in 2006 through the now-defunct platform Orkut. Paulo messaged her first, but Catiucia wasn't interested right away. After 2 years of chatting, they met in 2008 and quickly fell in love. Long distance wasn't easy, but they stayed committed. In 2012, Catiucia moved to Paulo's hometown of Itapeva, and they married in 2016. That same year, Guinness formally recognized their record. Paulo, who couldn't walk on his own until 21, now drives a custom car. Catiucia runs her own beauty salon. Together, they face the world with confidence and say their love is bigger than any limitation. They don't see themselves as small, just a couple with strong hearts and their own version of normal. And that's why we love them so much. They are very unique. Number 6. Joy and Joyce Magsino. These conjoined twins from the Philippines were born in 2008 in Lucena City, Quezon. They share an incredibly rare condition called craniopagus twinning, where their skulls are physically fused, a condition seen in only 1 out of every 2.5 million births. Doctors once feared they wouldn't survive childhood, but as of 2025, the sisters are thriving. In July 2023, they graduated with honors from Lucena East Elementary. A video posted by their sister, Fatima Athena Magsino, showed them walking across the stage with their mother, Jao Marie, and quickly went viral. Despite their condition, the two maintain a full social life and post regularly on TikTok, where they've gained over 200,000 followers. They've expressed their hope for a separation surgery one day to gain independence, though the procedure is both extremely risky and costs over $75,000. Their journey has reached global audiences through platforms like Born Different, a story shaped by strength, identity, and an unbreakable sibling bond, not by the fake world. Number 5. Sean Stevenson and Mindy Nis. Sean, a therapist, author, and speaker, was born with osteogenesis imperfecta, a condition that caused over 200 fractures before he turned 18. Though just 2 feet 8 inches tall, he built a career few could match, earning a doctorate in clinical hypnotherapy and working alongside names like Tony Robbins and President Bill Clinton. His wife, Mindy, is equally accomplished. She's a speaker, entrepreneur, and humanitarian with degrees in theology, philosophy, and creative writing. She's worked as a global health fellow in East Africa and now leads Lucra, a coaching company. They met in 2009, got engaged in 2011, and married in 2012. Their life is grounded in purpose, but also in warmth. Not a day goes by that I don't tell her I love her, like 8,000 times, Sean once said. Mindy adds, being in a relationship is the best personal development tool there is. Their story isn't perfect. It's real, and that's what makes it remarkable. Number 4. Ariana and Victor. This young couple from the U.S. is connected by a rare genetic condition called epidermolysis bullosa, which is often shortened to EB. It causes their skin to blister or tear with even the lightest pressure. Their relationship started online, through Facebook, where they found comfort in shared experiences. Even with the pain they both lived through, their connection grew stronger over time. The COVID-19 pandemic kept them apart for months. But when they finally reunited at Ariana's college graduation, Victor said, "The first thing I noticed was her confidence. She owns who she is." Ariana now uses social media to speak openly about life with EB. Some people judge, others leave cruel comments, but that hasn't stopped her from telling her truth. "People say terrible things," she admits, "but I won't stop being honest." For both, love means feeling understood without hiding. "We talk about our illness without shame," she adds. Their bond shows how openness makes closeness easier to hold on to. What do you think of them? Number 3. Anjali Kumari and Keshav Kumar. Anjali Kumari, age 8, and her younger brother Keshav live in Ranchi, Jharkhand. Both have two rare genetic disorders, cutis laxa and progeria, that make their skin wrinkle, sag, and age too fast. Their parents, Shatrughan Rajak and Rinki Devi, noticed it when Anjali recovered from pneumonia at 6 months. Her skin stayed loose and dry. After Keshav was born, the signs returned. Neither child is bedridden. Anjali still goes to school and plays like other kids, but strangers stare, and kids call her grandma and monkey. It doesn't stop her, but it wears her down. Their father works as a laundryman, and there's no money for real treatment. Most of the help comes through homeopathic care, which barely helps. They've received small support from Care Today Fund and the local government, but there's no fix, just survival. Still, they wake up, live, and carry on in bodies that don't match their age, in a world that won't let them forget it. Number 2. Shivanath and Shivram Sahu. Shivanath and Shivram Sahu are twin brothers from India and were born joined at the pelvis. With two separate upper bodies and one lower half, everything in their lives depends on mutual coordination. Whether it's walking, eating, studying, or getting dressed, nothing happens unless they do it together. But it isn't just about physical movement. It's about rhythm, balance, and an unspoken understanding built over a lifetime. They've learned to move in sync not just out of necessity, but because it's become second nature. Each has his own thoughts, his own way of seeing the world, but every step forward requires agreement. That's not something most people ever learn. They've stayed committed to education, daily routines, and personal goals, despite the obstacles of a world that was never designed for their condition. What sets them apart isn't how they were born. It's how they've lived. Together, they've shown that strength doesn't always come from standing alone. Sometimes it's built in every amazingly shared step. Number 1. Tammy Slayton. Tammy is a reality TV personality from Kentucky, known for appearing on 1,000-Pound Sisters, which aired in 2020. The show followed her and her sister Amy as they tried to confront severe obesity. At her heaviest, Tammy weighed over 725 pounds and had such difficulty breathing that she needed a tracheotomy. In 2022, she had bariatric surgery, which finally gave her body a break. Since then, she's lost over 500 pounds. She also went through skin removal surgery to help her move better, especially around her arms, chin, and stomach. The process wasn't smooth. She spent months in hospitals, fighting infections and stuck in bed. Progress was slow, setbacks constant. But she kept going. She shared the highs and lows without turning it into a show. Now she's in a better place, physically and mentally, and still working on herself. It wasn't easy, it still isn't, but she didn't stop when it mattered. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for hanging with us, and we'll catch you very soon.